Sometimes there are situations or people that will impact us, and we have no control over how we prevent their impact on our lives. It's kind of like a car accident. What do we do when we realize that a collision is imminent? And how do we come out of it better than before? Hey, girl, have you been looking for a safe space for women to have authentic conversations around everything that impacts our life, careers, and relationships? I'm Shy Boston, and on this show, I talk about all things connected to our personal and professional development so we can live our best and authentic lives. Grab a drink, sit back, and let's have a chat. It's time for some coffee, cocktails, and clarity. Let's get started by taking a sip of our beverage of the day. I'm drinking water today. What are you having? I've been trying to drink more water lately, so you'll probably see me drinking a lot of water over the next few podcasts. But now that we've taken our sip, let's go ahead and get into it. So several months back, I was involved in a car accident here in Atlanta. I was actually with one of my besties and my mom, and I was taking her back to the airport, my bestie. And we were in the HOV lane and just cruising along, even though it was a lot of traffic. And if you guys know anything about the freeways here, particularly I-75, then you know that it's multiple lanes of traffic. Well, a gentleman came across 3 lanes and basically came at me towards the HOV lane. And my girlfriend says, "Look out." And I managed to steer the car away from him, but he ended up hitting the back of the car. And I look up and I'm like, we're going to hit the median. And I come back across to try to avoid hitting the median. I turn the wheel while slamming on the brakes. And quite miraculously, we didn't hit another car. Another car didn't hit us. He didn't hit another vehicle. And he only hit us once. And that was on the back right side of the car. But it was scary and it was unnerving. And if you've ever been in one car accident, especially one that was relatively serious, if not more serious, anytime you get into another one, it brings all of those feelings back. And so when I was thinking back on that accident and the ramifications it had, it made me think about that there are times where we have situations and people in our lives that come at us almost like a car accident, and we don't always see what's coming. Sometimes we do, and there's going to be an impact. Yet it's up to us to decide what we do after that impact. And that's what I want to talk about today. So the first thing is, if at all possible, we brace for that impact. Sometimes we know that there are situations that are coming. We may have heard rumors of a layoff coming at the job. We may have suspected that our significant other is cheating on us. We may have not been feeling so well and feel like something serious, or not even serious, that just there's something off with our bodies. Sometimes it's our mental health. We feel like, I'm just tired, I can't concentrate, I can't focus, what's going on? And we know that there's something else coming. So it's up to us to kind of brace ourselves for the impact of whatever the situation, circumstance, or whatever people are going to bring to us. So how do we do that? We do that by starting to prepare our minds. 9 times out of 10, we already know in our mind that something's not right. So prepare ourselves for what might be coming to us. Sometimes that means thinking through scenarios. Okay, if I'm hearing rumors of a layoff, could I potentially be laid off? What do I have prepared? Is my resume up to date? Have I been consistently networking or communicating with others and staying in touch with them? If it's a health situation, well, what have I been doing to try to fix the situation? So that's what I mean by kind of preparing our minds. And we also have to prepare our hearts. So maybe in our minds, we've already thought through a number of things, but have you really prepared your heart for the impact that is about to come? It's easy to have something in our minds and think that we're prepared to handle it. It's a whole other thing when it actually comes, and now it's really impacting our hearts. It is causing pain in our heart. Whether we're talking the emotional pain, whether we're talking that it's mental distress, physical ramifications, when it reaches that point, that takes it to a whole other level. So when you were talking about bracing for impact, not only do you need to think through a situation, but also to get your emotions, get your mental state as prepared as possible that this is something that could happen, so that when it does happen, it doesn't hurt quite as deeply, even though it can still hurt. And even though right now I'm talking from a place of something that could potentially cause us pain, it may not be something that causes us pain. It could be something completely on the opposite. Maybe you think that you're pregnant because you're like, "Ooh, I'm not feeling right. I'm missing a cycle, but," and that might be a good thing for you. And I hope that it is if that's the case. So then you start preparing your heart. I could be a mom. Or maybe you and your significant other are truly connected. You guys are madly in love, and you just keep getting inklings by some of the questions being asked that a proposal might be imminent, or that they're planning something special for an anniversary. So you're thinking through all of that, and then you want to brace your heart for, oh, I am so excited. But whatever comes, I'm going to be happy because this is about us. So it could be any number of things. But the point is, you want to brace for the impact that is about to happen. When the car accident was about to happen, we braced for impact by me holding on to the steering wheel and trying to make sure I had control of the steering wheel and that my foot was going onto the brake to try to start slowing the car down. My girlfriend put her arms up just to brace herself in case anything should hit on her side of the car. And my mom did something similar, even though she was behind me on the driver's side. The car that actually was a small SUV was actually coming our way. And if we had not swerved, it would have hit us, basically T-boned us. So by taking some of these maneuvers, we braced for impact. Now, mind you, it didn't minimize the pain we were going to feel, because all of us ended up needing some additional chiropractic care. We had to seek out some additional medical attention and things like that. But it didn't change the pain we were going to have, but it allowed us to prepare ourselves for what was coming. The other thing that happened was we had to maintain our cool. So when you're dealing with a situation or people that are going to have an impact on you and come at you like a collision, it really is important to maintain your cool as much as you possibly can, and as much as that it is in control, or as much as it's in control of you and what you can do. And the reason why you want to maintain your cool is because cooler heads prevail. When you have a cooler head, you're able to think more clearly and act more clearly and appropriately. When the car accident happened, it was easy for me to get angry. I was highly upset that we were in this accident because there was no need for it. I was highly upset that this person came across all these lanes of traffic and thought that the lane and everything that we were in was completely clear and just went for it. I was upset that it disrupted our schedule. I was upset that the car got hit. I was upset that I had two other lives in the car with me that were now going to be impacted by this. I was upset there was nothing I can do to stop it and prevent it. There was a lot of emotions that went through my mind. And also, too, quite frankly, my anxiety was not under control at that time. So my anxiety was still shooting through the roof. But with that being said, because I had just started taking my anxiety medicine, I realized that I was a lot cooler than I thought I was going to be. Because I had support, I was able to rely on them in the situation to help me stay calm, cool, and collected. And also to be able to start handling the situation thereafter, calling the police, moving the cars off all the way across the lanes of traffic. The hero support came out to stop traffic so we could do that. All these different things that needed to take place so that we could move forward. It's the same thing with us in our situations. There are going to be times where something is going to come at us full speed. And there's nothing we can do about it except to brace ourselves and then to do what we can to maintain our cool. Or, in other words, to try to maintain some level headedness. It is going to hurt. It may shock, and it could be a good thing. And even if it's a good thing, you got a bonus. Well, you still have to maintain a level head so that you don't go out and spend all your bonus money on something you may or may not need. But the point is to maintain it, to remain level headed, to try to do what you can to remain clear headed. So that means that we also need to do what we can to make sure that we have a support system around us to support us so we can do that. And that also takes us to number 3, which is focusing on ourselves and our recovery. So after the accident happened, it was time to turn attention to what do I need to do to make sure that my medical and my mental needs are met, that physically I will be okay, and mentally and emotionally I will also be okay, along with my bestie and my mother. So we all immediately sought medical attention. We also made sure that, for me, that I made sure that I went and saw my therapist. So I had a conversation there. And we also made sure to talk to each other and check in with each other and utilize the support systems around us to make sure that we were being taken care of, that we were going to be able to take the time that we needed to heal. Sometimes that means letting a client know, like, hey, I'm sorry, but I was recently in an accident. I might be a little delayed on this project. It could also mean that we might have to tell our significant others where we're going to need help. I can't exactly bend over to get X, Y, and Z. Can you help me put my socks on or my shoes? Things of that nature. If it's a good thing that's happening and you're super excited about it, great. Now focus on enjoying every aspect of whatever it is. Enjoy, your new relationship, or enjoy the next level in your relationship. Enjoy the process of planning whatever event you're planning that you're excited about, or the process of becoming a new mother, or focus on the joys that are going to come about from being able to take your vacation and how relaxed you're going to be. Whatever it is, the point is focus on yourself and focus on how that is going to help you in whatever the situation is, and how that's going to help you to continue to get better, to move forward, and to continue to get into a space of happiness. As time goes on, you do have to get back behind the wheel of a car when you had an accident. You still have to get out into traffic. You're going to have to take that same road or same highway that you've traveled before. There's all these things that you're going to have to do. So that means we have to move on, and we have to do so cautiously, yet fearlessly. And that's not always easy. We exercise caution. Perhaps you're looking for a new job. Perhaps you're coming into work every day knowing that there have been layoffs previously, knowing that you're taking on additional work, and that there still might be the possibility of additional layoffs. So you're moving cautiously, paying attention to everything around you, but yet you're going to move in a way that's also fearless, because you're going to make decisions that are decisive. You're going to decide what you need to do in order to protect your interests, whether that means you're going to immediately start seeking out new work, if you're going to start doing what you can to network more effectively, whatever the case may be. So I want you to think of it that way. If you are in a relationship and you think that it might be going to the next level, you want to be cautious and making sure that you're not misreading anything, and making sure that it is the best fit for you, the best relationship for you. And then you'll be able to move forward more fearlessly, more boldly. If you're starting a new business, you're going to have all the caution in the world, but yet you can't do it if you don't exercise a little bit of risk and being a little bit fearless. So just like in that, after recuperating from an accident, it's going to be, okay, well, maybe I'll just drive myself from here to the corner store, or maybe I will take the streets instead of taking the freeway or highway until I'm more comfortable. Whatever it's going to take for you to start moving forward, and start realizing that you are braver and have more courage than you ever thought that you did. Lastly, when you walk away from a car accident, and I've only been in one other car accident. I've had a couple of car accidents where people have hit me, and only maybe one or two where I hit someone else. But no matter the accident, you're grateful when you can walk away. You're grateful when you can get out of the car. Or if you're not able to get out the car and you have to have medical attention, you're grateful when you can overcome some of the challenges that may have been brought about because of the accident. I know we certainly were grateful to walk away that day. That's what you want to do in this situation. When you're finding that you're going to be impacted by situations, circumstances, or other people, find your reasons to be grateful. And that, for sure, is not always easy. Saying, I'm grateful that I walked away from a car accident is one thing. Saying that I'm in a situation where I could potentially be laid off, what am I grateful for, is another. In a situation where you may have been furloughed because of governmental situations, you may still be experiencing layoffs within your company. What do you have to be grateful for? I don't want anything to come across as minimalizing or trivializing any one situation, because it's not. The gratefulness comes in to, okay, this may not have been the way that I planned. It may not be what I want. It may not even be what I can afford. Yet I have an opportunity right now to go and look someplace else that might appreciate my value. Or I am grateful for the fact that I was able to get up and feed my family today. It doesn't always have to be something big and huge that we're grateful for. You may be grateful that you are hearing the rumors and that you're seeing that layoffs are taking place. So at least you're forewarned, and that allows you to be forearmed, to be able to start making some decisions or start thinking about what you can do. If you're in a relationship and you're saying, okay, the relationship may not be going where I thought right at this minute, but what is going right in the relationship? What are the things that I can be grateful for? Not that you want to turn a blind eye to the things that aren't working, not that you want to turn a blind eye to the things that are negative and impacting you, because you definitely want to take a look at that. But if you are in a good relationship, and just because it's not gone to the level that you've wanted to just yet, what is working? Are you good at communicating? And maybe this is something you can sit down and talk about. What are the things that you can be grateful for? Does this person make you feel better? Does this person make you a better person? Those are the types of things I'm talking about. If you're becoming a parent, you're becoming a mom, that's something truly to be grateful for. Maybe the situation is that unfortunately your child may not live outside of your womb. So what is there to be grateful for there? Your child is no longer there. You know what I told so many of my friends that also experienced that situation? You were the best mom you could be while you had your child. And that is something to be grateful for. I know it's not a huge amount of words of comfort. And honestly, there may never be any words that can truly provide comfort in that situation. The reality is that you're dealing with one of life's most difficult challenges. So it might be finding gratefulness in that you have a significant other or a support system around you to help you through it. The gratefulness might be that you did have your child for a certain amount of time and you did the best that you could. There's any number of crashes and collisions that can come our way from situations, circumstances, or people. Sometimes when we least expect it. Sometimes there's situations we never even thought about we'd have to deal with, our mental or physical health, the loss of a loved one, the loss of a job, or maybe they're happy things that are coming our way. Buying a home, getting a new car, starting school, being able to say you paid off a lot of debt, starting your own business. No matter what it is, those situations Circumstances, people will all have an impact on us. So we brace for that impact as much as we possibly can. We want to do everything we can to maintain our cool and be cool and level-headed so that we can think of ways to deal with the situation, or at least the people that can help us. We want to focus on ourselves and, if necessary, our recovery in dealing with those situations. That means our physical, mental, and emotional health. We want to still move cautiously because we don't want to rush into anything, but yet we want to try to be as bold and fearless as possible while we're moving. So take the steps, no matter how big or seemingly small they may be, and always find your reasons to be grateful. There was always, always, always a reason to be thankful in any given situation every day. I hope this helps you as you continue to move forward through your day and your week and your month and your year. Any number of situations can come towards us. Any number of circumstances can affect us, and any number of people can do or say things that impact us. But what we're not going to do is let those collisions turn into things that cause us to not be able to move forward. So take a moment and think about how you can move forward and how these steps can help you. I love to hear from you and how these steps helped you. Whether it's our first conversation or we've been talking for a while, thank you for taking the time to chat with me today. While you finish your beverage, take some time to meditate on today's conversation and journal your thoughts and feelings. If you like today's conversation and you haven't already done so, please subscribe to and review my podcast, then download this episode. Don't forget to join my fan page on fanlist.com/coffee cocktails clarity, where you can share your thoughts on the episode, ask questions, or share your story. You never know, I may feature you in a future episode, with your consent, of course. You can also follow me on social media. The links will be in the show notes. I hope our chat helped you to see things more clearly. I always enjoy talking with you, so let's take some time for us to get together again soon for some coffee, cocktails, and clarity.